The NFL is the undisputed king of America. It is a $23 billion machine that stops the country every Sunday. But beneath the surface, a quiet revolution just reached its breaking point. On December 6, 2025, Lionel Messi lifted the MLS Cup, and the data that followed should have every executive in the NBA and NFL terrified. We have been told for 40 years that soccer is the sport of the future, that it is always just one decade away. Well, that decade just ended. In 2025, the MLS didn't just grow, it evolved. While the average NFL viewer is now 55 years old, and the NBA struggles to keep fans engaged during a long 82-game season, Messi has turned the MLS into a young, digital powerhouse. Look at the numbers. 70% of the 4.6 million people who watched the final were under the age of 45. That is a demographic goldmine that the Big Four are losing to the American teenager. LeBron James is a legend, but Lionel Messi is a global movement. Inter Miami is now valued at $1.2 billion. That is more than the Detroit Pistons, the Charlotte Hornets, and several other legendary franchises. In just 24 months, Messi has done what no marketing budget could ever achieve. He has made soccer cool in the one place it never could stick, the United States. But this isn't just about a single player. It's about a massive shift in how Americans consume sports. We are moving away from cable television and toward the Apple TV model, where every game is available globally with no blackouts. The NFL is still playing by the old rules, while Messi and the MLS are writing the new ones. Let's talk about the math. Because in American sports, the scoreboard that matters most is the one with a dollar sign. In early 2025, a bombshell report from Sportico confirmed what the traditionalists feared. Inter Miami, a club that didn't even exist 8 years ago, is now valued at $1.19 billion. To put that in perspective, that is a higher valuation than historic NBA franchises like the Detroit Pistons or the Charlotte Hornets. It is a valuation that puts them in the same league as some NFL teams. And they did it in record time. But how does a team in a so-called secondary league become a billion-dollar titan? The answer is simple. The Messi multiplier. When Messi stepped onto the pitch in South Florida, he didn't just bring fans. He brought a new economic reality. Ticketing revenue hit an all-time high in 2025, with average prices for Inter Miami road games surging by over 400% in cities like Atlanta and Los Angeles. Fans weren't paying to see a soccer match. They were paying for a once-in-a-generation cultural event. But the real revolution isn't happening in the stands. It's happening on your phone for decades. American sports have been trapped in the cable TV trap, regional blackouts, expensive sports packages, and aging networks. Then came the Apple TV deal, a 10-year, $2.5 billion gamble that looked risky in 2023, but looks like a masterstroke today. In 2025, MLS Season Pass became the blueprint for the future of sports media. No blackouts, one global price, and every single game available in over 100 countries. During the 2025 playoffs, Apple made a historic move. They dropped the paywall for the entire postseason. The result? A massive influx of casual fans who had never watched a minute of soccer before. The data from the 2025 Cup final is staggering. Over 3.6 million fans watched via Apple TV alone, with an average watch time of 70 minutes. In the world of digital advertising, 70 minutes of undivided attention is the holy grail. Compare that to the NFL, where the average game lasts 3 hours, but only contains about 11 minutes of actual action Messi is providing what the modern American consumer wants: high speed, high skill, and zero filler. He ended the 2025 regular season with 29 goals and 19 assists in just 28 matches. He didn't just win the MLP MVP for the second year in a row. He became the first player in history to win both the European Golden Boot and the MLS Golden Boot in a single career. This level of dominance is forcing the American public to stop comparing the MLS to other soccer leagues and start comparing it to the NBA. If a soccer team in Miami can generate more global buzz than a basketball team in New York, the hire's already shifted. If you want to know who is winning the sports war, don't look at the luxury boxes. Look at the local park. In 2025, a shift occurred that we haven't seen since the height of Michael Jordan's career in the 1990s. For the first time in American history, soccer is no longer just a suburban participation sport. It has become a cultural identity. The numbers from the 2025 season show that while the NBA and NFL are fighting to keep the attention of General Z, the MLS is already living there across social media. Messi's highlights for Inter Miami generated over 1 billion views in the final 3 months of the season alone. That is more engagement than the entire MLB postseason. And it isn't just coming from Miami. Kids in Seattle, New York, and Chicago are choosing a pink Messi jersey over a Steph Curry or Patrick Mahomes jersey. The demographic data is the smoking gun. 70% of the viewers for the 2025 Cup final were under the age of 45. To a brand like Nike or Adidas or Apple, those viewers are worth 10 times more than the traditional NFL audience. Why? Because they are digital natives. They don't watch commercials on a television. They follow moments on their phones. And Messi is the ultimate moment machine. But the figures on a balance sheet are only half the story. To understand the true scale of the Messi transformation, you have to look at the foundations currently rising in South Florida. For 2 years, Inter Miami has played in a temporary home, Chase Stadium. But on April 4th, 2026, everything changes. The club will officially open Miami Freedom Park, a $1 billion state-of-the-art sports and entertainment district. It is not just a soccer stadium. It is a bold statement of intent for the future of the American sports landscape. With 25,000 seats and a massive technology-driven fan zone. Freedom Park is designed to be the premier destination of the South, and its timing could not be more perfect. Because just 2 months after the gates open, the eyes of the entire planet will turn to the United States. The 2026 World Cup is approaching, and it is expected to be the most watched event in human history. For the first time, the U.S. is not just a host. They are a soccer-obsessed nation with a league that features the greatest player to ever live. Messi's 2025 season was the final rehearsal. On December 6th, in front of a global audience, he proved that his magic has not faded. He finished the season with 29 goals and 19 assists in the regular season, then excelled in the playoffs with a record 15 goal contributions. Lifting the 2025 MLS Cup was his 47th professional trophy, a world record that may never be broken. But more importantly, he has given the MLS a level of legitimacy it never had before. He has connected the gap between the European legends and the American youth. When the 2026 World Cup begins, fans from London to Buenos Aires won't just be looking at the US stadiums. They will be looking at the US League. So, we return to the original question. Is the NBA facing a new reality? If you look at the growth rate, the answer is a resounding yes. While traditional leagues are navigating changes in media and star power, the MLS is gaining speed. soccer is no longer the sport of the future for American kids. It is their primary language. In 2025, we saw the intersection of the world's greatest player, the world's biggest tech company in Apple, and the world's most lucrative sports market. The result was not just a successful season. It was a massive cultural shift. Lionel Messi did not come to America to retire. He came to redefine the American sports imagination. And as we head into 2026, it is clear that the mission is moving forward. The NFL may keep the crown for now, but the foundation is starting to move. And it is a 38-year-old from Rosario who is leading the way. The Messi era is not over. It is just reaching its final form. Welcome to the new America.